So hi Victor, I can see that you're in the chat box at the moment. If you can for me, at my end here I can see everything looks like it's going out. It should be going the way it should be. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comments, because this was my final attempt at trying to get some stuff on. So fingers crossed, I'm hoping so. If it is, just want to keep up to date with all things tech? Of course you do! Make sure you hit subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Good evening to you and a huge welcome to MMBTechTv. Thank you very much for everyone for being really patient. We got there in the end. So of course today is Saturday the 25th of July. I hope that you are all well, and thank you very much for joining us. Now, it was the last time, 2 weeks since we were last here, or doing this sort of live chat with us, and as you know, these live chats only last about 30 to 45 minutes, and it's just mainly me and you having a chat and having a general old catch-up. Now, as you were aware, I know for those of you stayed on the other live stream we had, if you're watching this back on the replay, we did have audio issues. For some reason, everything at my end was looking like the signals were going out the right way. So what I had to do was just turn everything off, turn it back on again, and it seems to have fixed it. So turning it on and off again does actually work. I should work in IT. But thank you very much for sticking around and joining us. If you are in the live chat now, get your comments in there, get your questions. If you can hear me fine, get it all in there, get your thumbs up. And a big thank you for sticking around. I could see you all in the other chat box just chatting to each other and getting on with it and stuff, so it's brilliant. So thank you very much. We do have moderators within the chat, and of course I think this week it's Gary. Gary is in there, so if there's anything I miss or if there's anything that's really important, Gary will pick that up and fire that across to me, so just to make sure that I do get it. But hopefully we're all well, we're all here, we're all rocking and rolling. But what have you all been up to? What has been going on with you within the last 2 weeks? Now, for those of you that know me and know me well, you'll know that I got made redundant in my, I say proper job, like I would love it if this was my proper job. But in my normal job as a digital content creator, and that's kind of give me the foot up the backside to actually do what I really want to do, and that of course is create different videos and all that kind of stuff for B2B and B2C. So what I have done now, I am officially I'm a freelancer digital content creator now. So what I've been doing in the last 2 weeks is getting everything ready at the back end, and getting all my content filmed, and I've got a few clients lined up. So that's why I really have not been on social media, because I've been so busy. I've had a few clients to do, I've had all that end, as well as trying to do filming on top of that as well. So you can hit me up if you want. It's called RBM, so it stands for Ryan Bot Media, which is me. So if you want to do it, I'll put links in the chat a little bit later on. So go and check us out when you can. Go and check us out. But of course, today's show, as always, these shows are always designed with you in mind, and you of course control what happens in the shows. You control exactly what happens and what content goes on. And of course, if you don't know, this is how you can get involved in the show. Want to have your say on the show? Well, now you can. You can send your questions and comments in the live chat box and be part of the live community. You can email your questions into us at info@mmbtechtv.co.uk. You can visit the website mmbtechtv.co.uk and submit your questions there, or contact us through any of our social media platforms. So, what are you waiting for? Have your say. So indeed, have your say. So of course the show is all designed around you. So make sure you get involved. So let's go into the live chat and see who has come across from the other live chat, who's come down and joined us. If you have, thank you very much. So jumping in, let's have a look. Victor, welcome back to you, Victor. I hope you are well. Apologies, I've got a drink down here. So Victor, good evening to you. How are you? Hope you're well. It's good to see you. Neo A, hello again. Thank you very much for coming in. Thanks a lot. It's always good to see people. Apologies if I pronounce this incorrectly. Tiago Brito, hello to you from wherever you are in the world. Actually, whereabouts are you from? Put it in the comments. Let's see whereabouts you're from. Gary, of course, he's our moderator. Thank you very much, Gary, for jumping on tonight. I know you're a busy man, so thank you very much. Let's have a look. Julie Jones, you can hear me all the way from the USA. Born in the US. I won't do that. So good evening to you, Julie. Thank you very much for jumping in and sticking around as well. Thank you very much. Julie, what time is it where you are? Let me know. I'm always quite interested. Finlay, good evening to you. Finlay, it's always nice to see you coming into the chat. Good evening to you. Sadiq, good evening to you, sir. He's another one of our moderators as well, so he can also be answering some of the questions that if I'm in kind of chat mode, he can also jump on and answer some of them questions for you as well. Let's have a look. Finley, good evening to you. Finley, good evening to you. Victor, you're from Panama. My word. Well, it's actually really, really good to see you all. It's really, really good. Tiago, oh, you're from Portugal. Unfortunately, I know a little bit of Spanish. Not a lot, I know, but I can't speak Portuguese, otherwise I would have said something to you. I would have said something in Portuguese, but I don't know. So Neo, you've got your question in there. So Neo, you want to buy one of the Apple Watch clones. Do you think is it worth the money that you will pay? Great question, and that will be answered in here because the show was suggested by one of the viewers, and that was to do a comparison between the Apple Watch Series 5 clone that we reviewed on the show, the IWO12, and the SG2, which is the clone of the Samsung Active Watch. So I thought, great idea, because they're both really, really good products, and to be fair, they both do exactly the same thing if that's what you're looking for in sort of a trackness and a fitness tracker, all that kind of stuff. So I thought what we'd do is we'd pick apart some of the other bits, and then of course go across and then have your feedback on it as well. And of course, hopefully, Neo, I'll be able to answer that question for you at some point within the live stream. So hopefully, but again, I actually wore it for a long time. It's actually here. I actually wore it for a long time until I got my Samsung Active Watch 1 for my birthday in June. So that's the only reason why I'm not wearing it now. Otherwise, I'd still have it on my wrist. It's a really, really good watch. So, before I jump on and leave the comments, Julie, 4:45 p.m. here. Oh, so it's still late afternoon. Well, here in the UK, it's nearly 10 to 10 at night. 21:47 it is here. We would have started at 9, but again, with all the issues that we've had. And Finley, Ryan's Toy Reviews, English versions, Ryan's Tech Reviews. Yes, great name. Now, actually, serious question, serious time. There was a moment where I was thinking about possibly changing the name of the channel, possibly, because it is a bit of a mouthful, but the MMB is the initials of my daughter, of my eldest, so that's the reason where this whole kind of brand thing sort of came from. I don't know, do you think it's a good idea, changing it, kind of when we're so close to where I need to be? We'll soon find out. So, if you want to as well, it is, of course, I will always encourage it. The super chat button does work as well. So, if you want to donate into the show to improve on some of the stuff that we already have, and of course, it means that we can keep buying the items and then bringing them to you for entertainment purposes, then please feel free, you can super chat, that is there as well. So today, as mentioned earlier, it's a bit of a coffee and a catch up, not much, it's just a bit of a relaxation. So of course, if you've got any really random questions in the meantime, or anything like that during the show, get them in the comments box below, get them in there. So let's jump in. So of course, we were saying there's going to be a comparison between the two watches themselves. Now, when we first came online, we had two different camera angles set up. So we had this one, which was a lot further back, and then we had, I'm pointing to it, it's behind the camera. Then we had a second one, which was going to be doing all the close-up shots of all the watches. So I will try and work my way around it for you. So if you haven't seen any of these before, so of course the IWO12 is the IWO range is a range of clones from the Apple Watches. More so recently, they focus on the Apple Watch Series 5, that kind of look and aesthetics about it. So we're going to be looking into that one. And then, of course, we do have the SG2, which you can see is kind of they're exactly the same. So I'm gonna show you them. We're gonna go through some of the options, and then I'm gonna highlight some of my bits as well, and what I think about the watches themselves. So I'm gonna try, if I can, I'm gonna grab the other camera, which is just here, in hope that we might be able to use it during the show if it helps. Let me try. What I'll do is, here we go. So we've got it. This is it. This is close-up cam. This is what I'm working with. This is my close-up camera using using OBS software that's built into it. So this is going to be my close-up cam that we're going to be using during the show, where I'm going to get really close up to the watches and stuff like that. So let's jump straight in. So let's have a look. I'm going to show you them first. Let's jump in. I'm going to give you a little look. Let's refresh and reconnect to all the devices. Let's have a look. So let me know when I change camera angles as well that you can see me okay, and hear me all right. So have we transitioned into this one? So this is the IWO12, and this one here is the SG2. Both of them, as you can see, really nice. They're actually really nice watches. They have been designed really well. You can see they've both got these really, especially this one, that's got the chin at the bottom, which is one of my biggest things about it, was that chin just at the bottom of the watch. I hated it. And then over on the SG2, you can see it's got a small amount of bezel just on there, just a small amount of bezel. But both really good watches. Let's turn them on. So battery life on the both of them, you find on the IWO12 that you generally get about a day. So I used to get up for work at about 6 in the morning, and then by the time I come home and once I finish work, I've put my children to bed, it's about 9 o'clock, so it would just about last until that point. So it would just about last. Over on the SG2, let's boot that one up and have a little look as well. Let's have a look. So let's boot this one up. You can see it's got the little side buttons just there. So let's turn it on and give it a little whirl. Let's see, is it that one? No, it's that one. So let's turn it on. Whereas I found on this one, the battery life is much better. You generally get a good couple of days out of this one in comparison to that one right there. So this doesn't want to turn on. I think the battery might be dead. Oh no. But it's okay. But you can generally see battery life wise, if you're not that bothered, if you're quite happy to, when you finish work, to just dock it on a station when you get home, that's not a problem. Or if you need a bit of battery life out of it, or if you use them to monitor your sleep patterns and all that kind of stuff, then the IWO12 probably, the IWO12 probably isn't for you. I would sway more towards the SG2 smartwatch. By the way, links for these are in the descriptions as well if you want to have a bit of a closer look. The operating systems on the both of them. Over on the IWO12, let's take a little closer look. So as you can see, you're greeted by the kind of big display there. You can see it's got that chin just at the bottom, but when you swipe across, it's got a very familiar kind of setting. It's fine. It lags just a tiny bit. Not much, but it lags just a little small amount. Just enough to kind of, you don't mind. Personally, well, that's what I found anyway. I personally found it was it was alright, it didn't irritate me too much. The IWO11, so the one before that, it is so smooth. You know, you could literally go through it. There was no laggy, anything like that. It was really, really good. Over on the SG2, the OS on it, or what's kind of built into it, is really, really nice. It's dead slick. It's really, I just find that using it was great. Now, I would probably still be wearing this had they not sent me a pink and gold version. I probably would have, if they would have sent me the black one, I would probably be wearing this and not have bought the Samsung Galaxy Active Watch 1. But that's my opinion. Still a good watch, still a great watch. But OS wise, I find that the if I was to choose between the two, and again this goes to what your personal preference is in Apple Watches. You know, do you want that kind of style, or do you want a more... for example, I'll show you what my Active Watch looks like. So, and it's very, very similar. So this is my personal Active Watch 1. So what you do is when you swipe onto the main screen, you're greeted by the exact same kind of pattern like this. Not as graphically pretty, I would say, but you are greeted by very much of the same thing, where you get the little icons around the side, you get all of the these, so you get, and there's tons of options built into this one as well. But you're greeted by that very similar setup, which we've seen in that kind of style of smartwatches before. So it depends again, if that's what you're really, really into, then that might be something for you. Apps on them, you find that over on the IWO12, I was told when we looked at it that you could put certain apps onto it. So I managed to get, using the MMBTech smart device app, I got Yahoo Weather onto it, but then it wouldn't pick up my location, and that seems to be a bit of a bug. So when you look through Reddit, it seems to be a bit of an issue with that one. So I've even looked at, you get a load of custom built, you know, watch faces built into this one. And I was always under the impression that you could change them, because you can on some of them. But whereas I'm aware that this one is locked to, you can't do anything with it. So I'm still really looking into seeing how to change them. So I know it's on my list of to-do stuff, my list of stuff to look into. So whenever I do get a minute, I always do kind of look into it. And it's same on over on the SG2. On the SG2, you get a bunch of custom built-in watch faces, but then apparently you can also download and install them, very similar to the Samsung Active Watch 1. However, I was greeted with a small problem when I was using their recommended apps. They just wasn't syncing across. So again, that's something else that I'm trying to look into, and when I know them, I will get videos out to you if that's something that you're interested in. But what you get on board with it, a standard kind of out of the box, is perfectly fine. You know, for example, over on the IWO12, I'll show you here. On the IWO12, you do get a load of them already built in. So if you press down, so look, so you do get a fair few of watch faces kind of built in to the watch already. So you can see there's enough there to really, really keep you going. If you wanted to change it every day of the week, you know, you could. There's absolutely loads there to keep you happy. If you wanted to change it every day, you wanted to mix it up with a certain outfit, there is loads of stuff on there in terms of the watch faces and stuff. But in terms of apps, I've not been able to install anything on either of them properly, i.e. like you can on the official stuff. Waterproofing was one of the bigger things that I wanted to look for in a watch, because raining, if you're specifically tracking things like swimming, or even if we're supposed to be here in England, we're supposed to be in summertime, you want to be in swimming pools, you want to be in hot tubs, you want to be splashing in paddling pools and stuff with friends and families, and you don't want to be going, take my watch off. And both of them are waterproof. I think they're literally by only a metre, so not much, but still enough that if you're just splashing around, or you even at the sink doing dishes, you know, kind of with these on, you're not you're not going to be worried too much. Give them a bit of a shake and then carry on. So they are both waterproof. Now I've tested both of them I've done full reviews on both of these, which at the end of the show I'll put links in the description as well. But if you're watching this back now on the replay, I'll put them in cards just above. So look out for them, but they're more full, in-depth kind of reviews about them. So they are both waterproof, which was a great feature. The watch straps was another thing that like most of us, you can. You would want to change your outfits and change your straps to kind of, or you change your watches to suit kind of what you're wearing. So luckily on both of them, you can change them. You can change both of the straps. So if I take you over to, for example, this one, these literally, they have I don't know if you can really see it. Let's move up minicam. They've got little pinch points just on the inside there. So you would pinch, slide them out, and then they change. It's as easy as that. And then on the backs of these, you can buy the new straps of these on places like AliExpress, Amazon, and replace them, because all they take is that little pin. You pop them out, and then that's it. And then you can change them and customize them to whatever kind of you see fit, or kind of whatever you're wearing, or you can jazz it up and do what you want. So in terms of customization, you can customize them to a degree. You can customize the straps, you can use the watch faces that are already built into it. But they're both not too bad. They're both all right. And then kind of the watch faces I've already touched on, which is I'm still really kind of going into it and still really trying to find out the full research of it, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But what I wanted to do was take you over to the actual websites themselves. And we're going to go through some of the other finer details. But before we do, let's jump into, so I can see some stuff popping into the chat box just there. So let's have a little look. So let's have a look. You don't want to buy a budget smartwatch, but I don't know which one to buy from Tiago. Do you know right, I'll be really, really honest. If I was to hold these two together and you was to say to me, pick which one is the better build, is the feels better, more comfortable, I would choose the SG2 over this one, absolutely. I just find that now this, in terms of the SG2, it just feels like a real solid build. Like from comparing it to the actual, I'll take the cover off, I've got a little case on me watch. So from having this, the actual Samsung Active Watch 1, and then having the SG2 next to it, it just feels like a real good, strong, premium feel. Doesn't feel cheap. Whereas the Chinese kind of clones of these ones really can be hit and miss. So don't get me wrong, it is good. It is a good watch. But if you was to put a gun to my head and make me choose between the two, I would say the SG2 is probably the winner for me with that one. So Gary Middlebrook, you should say keep the MMB, but maybe MMB reviews. Nice. Let's have a think about that one. Kindly watch to the end of the right. Let's have a look. Let's see what other comments have we got working in there. Yeah, they review the videos up on the channel. Oh yeah. So can you control Spotify on those watches and get WhatsApp notifications? Good question, and it's one that we get a lot. The controlling Spotify, when I was doing some testing on this one, which was literally a couple of weeks ago, I pulled it out, did a couple of bits and bobs on it, and the answer at the moment is no. You can control music that's already kind of pre-installed on your phone. If you've downloaded it, you've got MP3s already stored on your device, then yes, you can control it that way. But you can't control Spotify like you can on the originals, and that's the same that goes for the IWO12 as well. You can control music using it, but you can't control things like Spotify and stuff, which is a shame. But I'm going to be touching on something in about 5 minutes time, which I may reveal something which you might be intrigued about. But yeah, unfortunately you can't control Spotify, which is a shame. WhatsApp notifications, you do get them on both. Now on the IWO11, the only little sneaky thing is you only get a preview of about 2 lines, so you don't get to view the full message on your actual watch. So you only ever get just a small little snippet of, you know, hi, how are you, da da da, and then that's it. You know, you still then have to pull your phone out and go into it to see the message itself, which is a bit of a nuisance. But then over on here, you do get the full message. You get the full notification on the SG20, which is, again, I think that's another reason why it's making me pull towards it, because it just feels like it's made more of an effort in terms of the trying to be a decent watch in comparison to this one. But yeah, hopefully, Victor, that has answered your question. Both of them, though, let's jump in to the kind of the finer details, if you will. These are their websites. So I thought what we'll do is we'll just jump straight through and see. These are the links where I have got all mine from, or where you can pick them up from. So this is the IWO12, as you can see. I managed to pick this up from AliExpress, and the prices are dropping even more now. So you can see there it's $63-ish in between there. Again, the price will vary depending on where you're based. I found that I got these delivered before the pandemic, so it took about a week and a half, 2 weeks to come from China to the UK and clear customs and come through, which I thought wasn't too bad. I thought it was all right. But what kind of stuff do you get on board? So you can see this is, it's otherwise known as the Carnival watch. So you can see I've kind of explained most of the theories there, or most of the stuff that kind of comes with it. So you can see you get them in 2 sizes. So you can get them in 44mm or a 40mm. So they're trying to be like the Apple Watch 5, where you get the 2 different sizes. Battery life on it, again, a bit disappointing. Weight wise on it, it's actually not too bad. It doesn't feel really inconvenient. Now the strap that came with it, this one, isn't the strap that you buy with it. I bought this off eBay for about £4, not £4. So I'd probably suggest, if you're going to do that. Heart rate monitoring wise, I forgot to mention, they do both. They do both heart rate, they do your saturations, your blood, your CO2 levels, which are all pretty good. Now, the only reason why I know that is because I'm very proud to say that my dad is a paramedic here in the UK, and as part of talking about these watches and stuff, I thought, let's test it. So we've tested them, and then he tested mine as well, and there's a bit of fluctuation, only a small bit, but they're actually really, really good. So you can pick up this one from AliExpress then. You're looking about $63 if you wanted to pick this up from AliExpress. And then, of course, the SG2. Of course, other shops are available, but these are where this is where I got all mine from, that I've done them on the show. Let's have a look. So I managed to pick mine up, my SG2. There's the SG2, there it is. So I picked mine up from a foreverstore.co. You may have heard, if you've watched the show before, you know I've done a few reviews of their kind of products and stuff. There you go, there's my cheeky little face as well. So this one comes in a couple of colours, so you can pick this up. I think it's gold, black, and is it going to let me load that up? I don't think it will it? No. I think it's gold, black and white. I think are the 3 colours that it comes into. Again, it goes on preference and what you like and stuff. But you can see it's actually, like, in terms of the UI and what it's like. It's actually, they've almost got it absolutely bang on in terms of even some of the watch faces, what they've got on it. They've actually got it really, really close, which is good. And this one is $109. It's $109. But I will let you into a bit of a secret. I am trying to speak to them at the moment to try and get us some sort of discount code just for MMBTechTv viewers. So I am working on something at the moment. So I'm trying to sweet talk them a little bit. I'm trying to butter them up, and so hopefully, fingers crossed, we manage to get something. with any luck, fingers crossed. But if I do, I'll share it on social media, because that's where I generally live. You can mostly find me on Instagram. That's where I live most of the time, until I get the YouTube stories. Then I'll probably then do more stories over on YouTube, but I can't at the minute because I've not got 10,000 subscribers. So nearly there, very, very nearly there. But until we do, come and jump over onto Instagram. If you don't follow us, just look for MMBTechTv, all one word. So go and have a look. But you can see like the SG2. Then it comes with like heart rate monitoring. It's got the LED display. Display's really nice on this. It's actually really, really nice. I wish it's been in the box, so I thought the battery would have been charged. You get things like sedentary reminders, calorie consumption, sleep monitors, multiple sports modes, which you get. There is a vast amount over on the SG2. What you get, incredible battery life. I mentioned that earlier. You get 2.5 days, even more so actually, out of the watch, depending on how you use it. You don't even need to go on basic mode to try and get the most out of it. You can just literally still use it for as you would expect to, and get a good couple of days out of it. It's actually really, really good. And then of course you get app support, and it's IP68 as well. So overall, if I was to choose between the two, as I mentioned earlier, the SG2 would be, for my personal preference, it would be the one. It would be the one for me. That would be the one that I would go to. But have you got any questions about the watch? Have you at all? So let's jump in again. They're the two very different watches for different types of people, I find. But again, I think it just goes on personal preference. So if you're in the chat now, I'm going to open this question out to you. Which one would you go for? Which one would be the one that you would go? You know, if I was, for example, if I was to put these in front of you now, the viewer, the MMBTechTv viewer, which one would you choose? So let me know in the comments. So would you do the IWO12, you know, the Apple Watch clone, or would you do the SG2? Let me know in the comments. I'm always interested to kind of find out which way people are going to sway. So it's always interesting. Let me know. So let's jump in and let's have a look at some of these comments. Let's see who is still with us. And can I say thank you very much for sticking around with us tonight as well. I know it's getting late for those of us here in the UK. So thank you very much for sticking around. Thanks a lot. Let's have a look. So these comments, let's see. Does the IWO12 use genuine Apple Watch straps? Neo, yes they do. Yes they do. So perhaps if someone's got rid of one and they don't want to use it anymore, you can have them or buy second-hand ones. But now they have a vast amount of stuff. Ones that fit it, and you can buy them anywhere, like places like GearBest, Wish even do them as well. But they do fit the actual Apple Watch straps, which is always good. So perhaps that might be the one for you. Let's have a look. So, can you add your own watch faces to the W68 smartwatch? So I'm assuming, Neo, do you mean the W68 is otherwise referred to as this one? Can you add your own watch faces on the IWO12, which I only know what this is? No, I've not quite figured out just yet. It's not the normal way. I have done a review on how to change your watch faces kind of video, but it's not the same process. For some reason, a lot of these are locked to where you can't really change or custom parts of the watch, which is a shame. But I am still trying to figure that one out. I'm just trying to work my way through that one. So there are some YouTubers that say the IWO12 isn't really waterproof, or is that true? So Tiago, good question. On my actual video, you'll see where I've done it, that I've actually it was a bucket of water, dropped it in, and I was using it under the water, just going da-da-da, and doing what it needed to do. So it does, I've been in the shower with it, and it's still, as you can see, it's still working, still rocking and rolling, but I don't know if they actually had the IWO12. Sometimes people say they do, because in all fairness, I think a lot of them all come from the same factory, but they're marketed slightly different, so it's hard for me to comment. But as far as I'm aware from my own personal experience, the IWO12, yes it is. The smaller one isn't though. The 44mm is the only one that's waterproof. The smaller one isn't, but it mentions that on the AliExpress website. It is on there. So the black strap one looks smart. So I'm assuming, Gary, you're probably talking about the SG2 there. Yes. That's why I was wishing I had that, but they sent me a pink one. I think they did it on purpose, to be honest. Let's have a look. Julie, you think the S2? Good choice, good choice. Diego, you think you choose S? Yeah, so quite a few. You can see there. So you can Gary, SG2, Neo. You'd go for the IWO12. So I think the winner at the minute is that one. Dun, 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 dun. So is definitely. I just think they're a bit of a. When you put them side by side and you list everything that they do and the way they look and the way they feel, they're just. I feel like this one personally. This one's miles ahead. I think this one just does it. So again, it's they're both great, and they're both, again, in a different price range. So you know the IWO12 is slightly cheaper, at around $50, $60, whereas this one is $109. Perhaps you can pick it up cheaper elsewhere. It might be worth having a look. But again, they are really, really good watches. Now, I want to let you in to a little bit of a secret. And I thought I'm not going to put it in the title. I'm not going to put it anywhere else. As well as having this chat with Forever Store about kind of looking at discounts and being able to give something back to you guys, we also got on the discussion of, they said, oh, we've got a brand new Apple Watch Series 5 full screen clone, which is their latest one, can we send it to you? So, of course, I jumped at the chance. I jumped and went, yeah, of course. You know, I'm always up for looking at different Apple Watches and stuff. So that is on its way. It has indeed left shipment, and it should be with me because of the pandemic. I'm going to give it 2 weeks for it to get here. So fingers crossed. So what I wanted to do was let you in to exactly what it looks like. So it is this. So this is the eWatch from foreverstore.co. Now I am aware that it is called other names. I think it's the W26 or it's got a different name, but the way they've marketed it is the eWatch. So I have seen a few of the videos online. I've seen other YouTubers cover other different variants of it, but this is the one that they're sending to me. Now, as mentioned earlier, I'll even show you the camera angle again. So, as mentioned earlier, you do have a chin that is on the actual watch itself. So you can see, if I turn the screen on, you can see it's got it's got that chin just there. Now, according to Forever Store, this is now a full screen one, which is what that's what I'm getting kind of really excited about, because I'm hoping that this is going to be the start of where clones are now actually going to get really, really good. I think this is where it now starts to step up a little bit. So you can see from the design there, they're kind of getting it really, really close as they possibly can. You've got that full screen display edge to edge. Now, I know these are just pictures, and this is where I get really excited to see what it's going to be like when it comes. You can see that they're going to... You can see for yourself. Now, the other thing that I worry about, you can see on the images there, there's like a tiny little amount. But apparently there's I think Wi-Fi built into them now. Let's actually see the features. So it's available on iOS and Android. Touch screen, so you get a heart rate sensor. You get an ECG. It's waterproof. Wireless charging, push notifications, pedometer, sedentary reminders, GPS, and forever warranty, which I'm not going to go into that today. That's one for another video. But you get a bunch of features, but it's the main now. It's the big full screen display, what we've all been missing. It's the edge to edge kind of display, and I'm hoping, because one thing you can't get on this one, which I was really disappointed with, the crown on the side, when you turn it, it doesn't do anything. It just spins. Whereas I'm hoping now on this one, when you turn the crown, it actually does something. So this one is $119. So when we get it into the show, I'll be very excited, and we'll get it in and we'll do some sort of live stream where we'll mention it brief, we'll kind of go through it quickly, or go through the box quickly and stuff like that for you. But of course, make sure you stay on our socials to keep up to date. Make sure you stay up to date. Now, speaking of being up to date, if you haven't yet, make sure you head over to our website. So if you're watching this on the replay, or if you just joined us this live stream for the first time, of course you can get involved if you've not been over yet. Over on our website, on there you can check out all of our latest videos, check out all our blogs, and of course if you've got a question for the show that you want to submit during the week, all you need to do is click on the contact section, scroll down to the bottom, and you can see there, and there's a section that says get involved in the show, so that you can literally put your questions into there. They come in and then we queue them up ready for the live stream. So if you've not been yet, go and have a look. There's merchandise, there's all sorts, there's blog posts on there, there's absolutely loads to keep you busy. There's absolutely loads, but as we are fast approaching our 6,000 subscriber mark, and I cannot be any happier. So as promised, when we get to 6,000 subscribers, we are going to be doing a giveaway. Of course, why not? Why not? So in this giveaway, we're going to be giving back to you, and in this case, the review. I can't even say it. The review unit of the eWatch. So what I've just said to you, we're going to be giving that away. We're going to give that to somebody wherever you are in the world. We're going to be giving it to you. What we're going to do and how you sign up to that yet, not quite figured it out. But so just to bear in mind, it is a review unit, so it'll have finger marks on it, and it'll be I would have used it. I will clean it, but it will be a review unit that we've had. But we are going to be giving that away. We're going to give that away. So well done to it. So the details of all that will be all on our social media. So make sure you stay around and stick around and look for that. But we've still got loads of stuff coming up video wise in the pipeline. Of course, the other day we did the little Instagram swipe up hack. That's coming there. We've got the comparison of the Samsung Galaxy Active Watch 1 and these two together. That's coming up. We've got a video about the Samsung Active Watch 1 in 2020. Is it really worth the money? That's still coming up as well. And then of course we've got the Apple Watch clone. That's another video that's coming up. So we've still got loads of content all coming up in the show. So thank you very much to everyone that watches, that subscribes, that comments, that likes. It means the world. For those if you have never heard me say it before, we really do appreciate it. Not just me, but as a YouTube community, when people really do get involved, people like you. So a big thank you. But before we go, I thought we would jump into that chat box just one more time and see who's in. Let's have a look. So let's have a look. So Brendan, do they have Alexa? No, but they should. They should. Alexa's like the big thing now. They don't neither one of them. But it'd be great if the newer watches or the newer clones started to add Alexa features into it. Be a game changer. Game changer. But Tiago, you think that wasn't? You think that one wasn't a microphone? Oh, let's have a look. So I've already watched some videos about the smartwatches. Brilliant. Thanks for checking them out. $120. Victor, you're saying is a good price. Hopefully it's got a bigger screen and improvement on the OS. Yes. Well, you would hope so. For the price that you're paying, you would hope it would have a better OS. You'd hope it would. Let's have a look. Is the giveaway of the SG2 still available? No, it was given away. It was done. I think we touched on it there was a comment or a post that we did about it. But yeah, that went, I'm afraid. It was the... we got them. We reached out to them and then told them to contact Forever Store. Eardots, I think it was, who do it all, and they kind of spoke between themselves to organise stuff like that. But we are very close to 6,000. Should we find out how many we've got? Let's tap on this little screen just over here. Let's see if I can kind of find out, because I don't really know at the minute. How many subscribers are we on? If anyone could tell me in the chat box now, that'd be great. But we're very close. I think we need about 15 or 20, maybe. I think about 15 or 20. I think to get to 6,000. So it's actually not that far away. We're actually really close. I don't know if you see. I've got an iPad just down here. So normally the camera view you would see the full desk. You'd see my laptop, but because of what happened, I had to kind of quickly run stuff around and move around the studio. So we've got 5,985 as of now. So yeah, so we're nearly there. We are so close. We are so close. And of course, let's have a look. So of course, thank you, Tiago. Thank you, 598. There we go. Thanks for jumping in. But that is it for the live stream this week. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone for sticking around, for jumping in, for just talking to each other and just being there, and then jumping over to this one with the technical problems that we had. But of course, if you have got any questions, fire them over on our website at MMBTechTv.co.uk. Get them in there. All the links of everything that we spoke about today are in the description below, so you can go, of course, and check them out. And if you're watching this back on the replay, and perhaps you're a business or a brand and you want to sponsor the video, you can do as well. All you need to do is email us at info@mmbtechtv.co.uk. So it's literally as easy as that. So if you're a brand or a business and you want to get your little slot on the show, just literally use the contact details that are on screen right now. But thank you very much, everyone, for sticking around. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks, everybody. And whatever you're doing, look after yourself, be safe, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time. From me, Ryan, have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.